Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Small Business Saturday. Shout out here. I'm your host, Alicia Buari, and I know we missed last week when it was actually Small Business Saturday, but unfortunately, I couldn't do the show. I was in the air on a business trip, and so I had to skip my Small Business Saturday shout out show. But I am so glad to be back. Thank you all for joining us today and being a part of this Small Business Saturday. Hi, Tamara. Nice to see you. Happy holidays. So today we have two amazing women that are on the show. But before we get to that, I did want to remind you that, again, this is Small Business Saturday shout out. If you're not a part of the group and you are on a small business owner, remember we have this Facebook group, Small Business Saturday Shout Out with Alicia. Just go to that group, become a part of our group, because we want to be able to celebrate you. We want to build a community of small businesses that we support one another and we help each other out, especially in this time where a lot of small businesses are suffering right now. We want to be there for each other as small businesses. So if you're watching on any other page on Facebook, welcome, welcome. If you're watching over on YouTube, I welcome you as well. Thank you for joining us. And if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is scrolling across the bottom. It's youtube.com/c/Alicia Buari. And I'd love to have you as a subscriber, because I don't just do this show. I also have a podcast on leaders called Leading with Audacious Confidence. I'm also doing some tips on COVID relief and some other really helpful business tips and tips on confidence. So I invite you to be a part of that as well on YouTube. So thank you for joining on YouTube. So back to Small Business Saturday shout out. I have coming up in this first segment, my guest today is the wonderful Kinshawda Daniels, and I hope I say that correctly. Kinshawda, you'll you will correct me if I got it wrong. But let me tell you a little bit about Kinshawda. Kinshawda is a loving and devoted mother, a successful entrepreneur, and a visionary who sees life in high definition. From a young girl, she always knew that God was going to use her, but in what capacity was unknown to her at the time. Early in life, she was taken to church by her grandmother until her parents decided to join by changing their lives. Her grandmother's influence left a lasting impression that she cherishes today. At the age of 33, she knew it was time to accomplish a lifelong goal of becoming a nurse. So in 2013, God allowed her that goal to be achieved. And in this accomplishment, she knew there was more still to come. She embarked on a path to purpose, and in 2016 started with Open Arms, her first business in the field of home care. And within only 3 years of being a nurse, she started this business. Not stopping there, highlighting her ability to help others find solutions for a better life, in 2019, she became a certified life coach to help women, specifically single mothers, get off the hamster wheel. This movement has prompted Kinshawda to start her latest coaching business, Off the Hamster Wheel, as a course to empower women to become the best version of themselves. Looking at her own life choices, disappointments, and struggles, she has vowed to help others avoid the same mistakes. Ms. Daniels is also the author of Setting the Stage, a book in which she provides the reader with practical tools to navigate in making better decisions. She has been able to experience being a Sunday school teacher, teaching young girls at her local church, and making herself a successful businesswoman. Her greatest desire is to see women all over the world doing motherhood God's way, doing entrepreneurship God's way, and living a life God's way. So I am so excited to welcome to the show Kinshawda Daniels.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
That is really impressive how you were able to fulfill your lifelong dream of becoming a nurse. And not only that, and then start a new business and then start another business. So let's start with your first business. Let me remove my YouTube stream from the bottom. Let's start with your first
Okay.
business. Let's
Okay.
talk about with open arms, if you don't mind. So with open arms, that from nursing led you to doing that. What is that business and why did you start it?
Well, with Open Arms is home care. I provide home care services to seniors, within the community, to those who get approved for those services through insurance companies. The reason I started this company was as a nurse, I got a particular job as a case manager for one of the mainstream health insurance companies. And I was finding it hard to get the services, like the home care services that my members needed in my area. So I was like, wow, it would be really good to start a company because, it's so, it's not many here because the area I live in is very rural. So it's not many of those companies in my particular city. So I was like, okay, it would be good for me to start the company so that I can help bring those services to our seniors.
Very good. And how has COVID affected your service for that particular business?
Well, for me, for my particular business, I know, people are struggling, with this whole COVID thing in the world, but the impact on my business, it has increased.
Wow.
I've been able to provide the services to more seniors that are at home and get more clients. My clientele has increased. So for my business, it's been a good thing.
That's wonderful because seniors really need that kind of support right now, especially. So that's
Yes,
great.
yes.
So where do you operate that business?
Right now, I'm totally virtual. I do everything from home. I do have an assistant, and we're just doing things virtual because it seems like our society is moving in that direction of everything becoming virtual. So we got to keep up with the
Yeah.
time.
So you're helping get the necessary programs and aids that the seniors need. You're giving them that information. That's what your business is about.
Well, what we do, we send the caregivers out to the homes.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, we offer home care services like your homemaker, your companion, to help them with things around the home. Some of the seniors are, they have a hard time, doing certain things like
Grocery
cleaning
shopping,
up.
because I know that's one of the
Right,
big, big
right.
challenges during this
Yeah. So we send the caregivers there to give them the help that they need in the home.
Excellent. Well, I met you through a mutual friend. So I'm going to give Corey a little shout out. Hey, Corey, thank you
Hey,
so
Corey.
much. Because he's always connecting. He's such a big
Yeah.
connector and he's always connecting people. And he was really interested in when he contacted me. He told me about this Off the Hamster Wheel. This is your other business that you're doing. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this because this is something completely different than the nursing or the home health care. But tell me about Off the Hamster Wheel. Where did that come from?
Well, I get a lot of people who ask me about Off the Hamster Wheel. Of course, the name in itself is different. Everybody is like Off the Hamster Wheel, but it was birthed by me introspecting, looking at my own life and the things that I've gone through, the disappointments, the particular cycles that I, would find myself in over and over again. And I was like, you know what? When you're in cycles, it's like you're on the hamster wheel. You're going around and around and you're not going anywhere. You're
Not
just stagnant. So that came to me and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start Off the Hamster Wheel to help people like myself to break cycles. to be able to recognize them and, stop and, replace those things with something positive.
Yeah. That's really, really super important, because so many times you're on that hamster wheel because you have the same thoughts, the same things going on in your life. And you yourself can't recognize that. You need someone else, which is why a coach is so important, to help you see those blind spots and recognize those things. So you got your coaching certification.
Yes, I did.
Why did you feel the need to get a coaching certification?
Well, I think personally, life experiences itself has qualified me. But, sometimes, people want to see some type of certification, that taken some classes. So I did that, just to, for myself, and just to add more value to my coaching programs. But, when you've lived as long as I have and been through certain things, that's your certification.
Life certification.
Yes.
I wanted to really start clarifying your target audience. Who are the women that you serve in this Off the Hamster Wheel program? Tell me a little bit about who she is.
Well, my heart and my passion is for the single mother. And the reason being, right now I am in a position, as a single mother, but I do know and see it often enough that single mothers, we tend to deal with cycles, a lot. And then it's not only a lot, we're dealing with it alone. So I created the programs as one of the reasons why I wrote the book, Setting the Stage, as you mentioned. I created the program to go along with the book to help those women, realize and, to be encouraged and feel better about themselves, through the program, through reading the book, and just to let them know you don't have to stay in that cycle.
Yeah. How do they get a hold of your book?
Well, my book is on Amazon. They also can find it, on my website, which is offthehamsterwheel.com. They can find my book, on there, and also be able to see the, coaching programs, which I have one for women and then also one for teen girls.
Nice. Very nice. I love that you are empowering not just the single mom, but also the teens as well, the young girls. So tell me why you have a heart for young women as well.
Well, that's a good question. Well, for me, I do a lot of, introspection. I look at myself. I look at my life. I look at, how was I when I was 12, when I was 16? So some of the things that I went through early on at, between ages 14, 18, some of the decisions that I made probably could have been better had I, had the tools, a guide, certain things to help me along the way. I mean, my parents were there, they were good. But, as teenagers, we don't always express some of the things we're feeling or thinking. So that's my passion for reaching out to the teen girls, to just give them a opportunity, a platform where they can, learn and share.
Yeah. I wanted to find out a little bit more about how you work, because you said you have online programs. Is this a live program? Is it pre-recorded? Are there group workshops? How do you really work with your clients?
Okay. Well, both programs for the, adult women and the teens. With the teen program, they have to purchase the book. So what I do, I put it in like a 4-week program, and we go through the chapters of the book. It's very interactive. They can write in it and, make notes. And we meet once a week via Zoom. And, discuss and, engage and things like that. And so as for the adult woman program, it's basically the same setup.
Nice. So you're looking at like a 4-week transformational period. So in a month, they can see where they were and see progress shifting to where they want to be and start that process.
Yes, or at least lay the foundation that they can build on.
Yeah, they can get off the hamster wheel. Now, once they get
Right.
off, then you can coach them to other areas of success.
Yes, yes, because I do have some online courses, for those women who say, "Hey, I'm off the hamster wheel. I'm able to focus now. I want to start a business." So I have a online how to start your first business course. So, I try to, offer different things for different stages of their life.
Wonderful. And so, do you work with different, like anyone, once they realize they're on the hamster wheel, which is another question I'm going to ask in a second, and they want to transition their life. So it's in any kind of life transition you work with, or something very specific? Because I know you said single mothers, but is it like newly divorced mothers? Is it single mothers that never had a partner? Is there a tighter niche for you, or it's just really open for you right now?
It's just really open to single mothers and also those who recognize the state that they're in and they want change. Because in order to change or do anything different, you have to want it and recognize you need it.
That was my other question. I was gonna kind of back myself up and ask, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, ugh, every day is the same. I wish it could be different. What can I do to make my life differently? How do I now recognize that I'm actually on a hamster wheel? Like I'm in this stuck place. Because some people are stuck and don't even know they're stuck.
Right. I would say, if you look at your situation, it would be the lack of progress. I mean, if you're not progressing or you're not achieving any goals, because most of us, we have things on the inside of us that we want to accomplish, we want to do. But for some reason, when you're stuck, you don't take any steps towards achieving those goals.
Absolutely. So it's about recognizing, first of all, wait a second. I was in high school and I had all these dreams of doing this, and now I haven't done anything. So if you feel like you're in that situation, you got to connect with Kinshawda. So I'm going to put how you can connect with her. So let everybody know how is the best way to connect with you.
Well, for those of you, if you're on social media, I'm on just about all of them. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can go to my website, offthehamsterwheel.com. You can check out my online courses, coaching programs. You can send me an instant message, email, however you want to contact me.
Excellent. So on Facebook, it's Kinshawda Daniels.
It's Kinshawda Daniels.
Just type that in on social media and connect with her, message her, tell them you saw her on SBSSO, Small Business Saturday Shout Out, and you want more information. So I have another question about maybe a tip or a tool that you can give someone who might not be watching today, but might see it, down the road. And they might be thinking, well, I don't even know what my first step should be. What is something that you can give them to encourage and inspire them to even take that first step?
Well, I mean, if you don't take a step, then you're not going to get anywhere. In order to move forward and to continue moving forward, you have to take a step. And I would encourage the women not to focus on what it looks like in front of you. Don't focus on your situation, your past failures or disappointments. You have to make up in your mind and be determined that, hey, I want better. I'm going to do better, and I'm going to move forward in that direction.
And once you do that, then you go on social media and you find Kinshawda and you write her and you say, I am ready to move.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
buy the book, get the book. And the book, tell us the name of the book so we can go look it up on your website.
The book is called Setting the Stage.
Setting the Stage. So go look up the book, Setting the Stage. Tell me a little bit about writing that book. What was that process like?
Oh, that I put a lot into that book. It's really heartfelt because I wanted to create a guide, for specifically for teens, like between the ages 14, 18, a guide that would cover just about every area in their life, from dating, marriage, motherhood, education, but I also wanted to lay the foundation as based on biblical principles. So I incorporated different things to give them the guide to just help them along the way, to make better decisions and ultimately create better lives for them.
It is really a foundational book for young women to be able to step into a more productive life so that you don't get on the hamster wheel to even begin with.
Right.
So not only are you helping them get off the hamster wheel if they're already there, but you're preventing them from even getting on there in the first place if you can catch it early enough. That is beautiful. So, and that is the vision that God has placed in your heart from a young child, is to do something significant.
Yes.
I read that in your bio. That's beautiful that you have, you're really following your own call, your own calling, and your own passion to really serve women in a very profound way.
And I'm trying. I'm doing it even with the mistakes and the disappointments along the way. I'm still moving forward. So if you look at me, look at my story, you can do it too. You can move forward. Just keep pushing.
Yeah. So you have all those stories in your book as well of some of the mistakes you've made.
I give a little bit, because I mostly want to focus on correcting, so the book is like a guide from some of my life experiences, some of the, people that I know, to help guide them to prevent, like you said, prevent certain mistakes and disappointments. It may not prevent all of them, but at least lay the foundation that they can build and work on.
Like I say, you learn from someone else's mistakes, not to make those mistakes, but you go out and make a whole set of new mistakes yourself. Because that's life. Life is a learning.
Yes, it is.
It's about making mistakes, getting back up, and going again. And so
right.
There is no perfect life, and there's no one out there that has not stumbled and fallen and gotten back up. So learn from her wisdom what not to do, and still have the capacity to learn how to overcome, even if you make different mistakes. So I'm going to recommend that you go to her website. I'm going to put it up again. Go to the website, offthehamsterwheel.com, connect with Kinshawda Daniels, and learn how to have a richer, fuller, more abundant life, the life that God intended you to have, because I know that she is very focused on living life the way God intended you to live it.
Yes.
All right, Kinshawda, thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else that you want to share? Oh, you know what? There is something, because you wanted to share the t-shirts. You have your Queen t-shirts.
Oh, yeah. For those of you, also
along, you wanted to show it.
Okay. Here's Queens don't compete, they collaborate.
All right.
And this goes along with Off the Hamster Wheel movement, to kind of, even when you're in business, and whether it's business or ministry, sometimes we tend to feel competition, amongst each other. So this is a movement to push that, us as women all over the world, we don't have to compete. We should be collaborating with each other, not competing, putting one another down and doing all the gossip stuff. Let's come together and collaborate and build each other up. That's what we should be doing.
Absolutely. Show the shirt again. I'm going to put you on solo so they can see the shirt. It's all blingy and pretty. Queens don't compete, they collaborate. And then also, I wanted to, did you have a copy of the book at all that we can show what it looks like? No, we don't have a copy to show. But the t-shirt, where can they get that t-shirt?
You can also purchase the t-shirt on my website. You just click on the shop tab and go from there.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. The holidays are coming up, so that's a great t-shirt to give a mom or a sister or an aunt or any woman in your family or in your life that you want to share that they are queens and we don't compete, we collaborate.
That's
So thank you so much, Kinshawda. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. And we will continue. She is in the Small Business Saturday Shout Out group. So if you're in that group, reach out to her and grab your t-shirt as soon as you can. So we'll see you again.
All right. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So that was Kinshawda Daniels, and I was so excited to have her come and share her businesses and her story and how she is making an impact in the world. So if you're just joining us, my name is Alicia Khoury. This is Small Business Saturday Shout Out with Alicia, and I am so excited to have you here with me. So if you are here joining us live on YouTube, hi YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would love to have you subscribe, hit the notification button because I'm always uploading new videos. And if you are not a part of our Small Business Saturday Shout Out group on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, please come on over to Facebook and join us. This is the link going down. It's facebook.com/groups/Small Business Saturday Shout Out. Ask to join, become a member of the group. We would love to have you. We're building a community where small business owners, we can support one another, whether it's to get a shout out on a Saturday with me or just to network within the group, ask questions, see who's in the group that can help you, maybe do some B2B business, maybe collaborate with someone. You know, our guest just now said queens don't compete, they collaborate. So maybe there's a joint venture partner or a collaboration that can happen in the group. Get to know one another in the group, get to network with each other. So I invite you to become a part of that movement and that group. So especially now where, you know, some things with small businesses are tight and other businesses are thriving. So maybe someone who's thriving can give you some advice, and someone who's struggling can ask for some mentorship or ask for some advice in the group. I'm like trying to talk so fast, I'm talking on top of myself. So I have another exciting guest to share with you today on Small Business Saturday Shout Out with me, your host, Alicia. And I met this amazing woman in another group that we're a part of. It's called Network of Influence, and with Manny. So hi, Manny. Give you a little shout out to Manny Lopez. I met this woman and she is so remarkable. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my next guest, who is Liza Boubari. So Liza is an author, a speaker, a certified clinical let me start that again. Liza is an author, speaker, certified clinical hypnotherapist, a domestic abuse and stress management consultant. Her journey to transform from the corporate world to alternative healing started over a decade ago when she worked closely with a hypnotherapist before undergoing yet another ovarian cyst surgery. The success of these sessions, her tenacious, kind-hearted personality, and passion to discover the mind-body connection led her to a full-time commitment in the art of hypnotherapy. Liza is an extremely effective hypnotherapist as she resources her therapeutic training and natural inclination to empower and guide her clients through difficult experiences. Although she specializes in women's wellness, Liza works with all levels of humanity, making each session unique and powerful. She delivers clear communication, sensitive and compassionate insights, and is skillfully strategic. Her clients have found their work with her to be effective and often return to continue their journey of personal growth, as well as refer her to future clients. So I am super excited to welcome to the show, Small Business Saturday shout out, Liza, beautiful Liza Boubari. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you.
Same here. Good morning or good afternoon, right?
Yes, I know I'm on East Coast, you're on the West Coast. We've been trying to connect for a while now, so I'm so excited you raised your hand and said yes to be on the show.
I had a fortune teller, a fortune cookie, and the cookie said, say yes. So that's what I did.
That's what you did. I love it. I love it. So, Liza, you were in the corporate world, you were doing things in corporate, and you said you had a second ovarian cyst.
Actually, I was an assistant to attorney paralegal, and I had been working for over 9 years with the intention of going and becoming an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
So during this time, I developed my third ovarian cyst, and when I went to the gynecologist, the first one was 9.2 centimeters.
Wow.
Second one was 8.7. So for people who don't understand what 9 point, it was the size of a grapefruit. The second one was a size of, let's say, a big apple.
Apple, yeah.
So, and my body had this tendency of growing it real fast.
Wow.
The third time when I went, my gynecologist told me, whoa, we have another ovarian cyst and we need to go into surgery within the next month because of your body, the way it works.
Wow.
I was distraught.
Oh, wow.
I went back to the law firm and I was crying. And the manager sent me to an acupuncturist, which was like a block away in Hollywood. And it was the acupuncturist that on our second session gave me a piece of paper. It was an article from Johns Hopkins Hospital, and it was talking about how hypnotherapy has a direct effect and can help ovarian cyst. Go figure, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so I found
amazing.
a therapist, and within 5 sessions, I believe I healed myself. So I no longer needed the third surgery. And I was under a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was a whole story of its own, because while I was working and I had a second job doing event planning, I started going to school for hypnotherapy. And within a year and a half later, I got my certification. And that was, Alicia, 21 years ago.
Wow.
2 decades ago.
2 decades ago. Wow. So you've been doing this for 2 decades.
Yes.
Really impacting and changing lives through hypnotherapy. So explain for some people who might think, hypnotherapy is, I'm going to make you quack like a duck every time I say the word duck. What exactly is hypnotherapy and how is it beneficial for anyone, really?
What a great question. Thank you for asking that. Hypnosis, for the therapy part, is utilizing hypnosis while we do therapy. Mm-hmm. As simple as that. And what is hypnosis? Hypnosis is an internal, it's an internal journey. So when we are in a state of zone, we go, it's like, the difference between meditation and hypnosis is we do meditation in order for us to get to that Zen state, calm, nothingness, right? Mm-hmm. Hypnosis is for us to tap within ourselves so we have a better understanding and clarity. So in a way, if I may, our mind is in 3 parts. Mm-hmm. Conscious level, subconscious, and in between there is a fine line, which we call it the critical factor. So consciously, we look, listen, and learn. Just like a video camera that is viewing us right now, it's looking, it's listening, and it is learning. That means it's capturing. Right. When it captures, it goes somewhere. And where it is stored is our subconscious mind, which is 87% of our mind. It's in our subconscious. That little chip in that video camera is the subconscious mind.
Right.
So the subconscious mind is also doing three things. One is storing all that information from the day we are born until this very moment. Second thing that it does, it regulates our entire bodily function without us thinking about our heart, our pancreas, our heartbeat, every nerve, every muscle, every organ, right?
Right.
All
our automatic responses.
Auto responses, right? And the third thing that our subconscious mind does, it gives all the information back. So we do like a recall, like a video camera. You go back, you move backwards or forward. It recalls information. So if I were to ask you, Alicia, do you recall your bedroom growing up as a child?
Yes.
Did you room with a sibling or was it only yours?
I roomed with a sibling. I roomed with my sister.
Okay.
And then I kicked her out and my brother and I roomed together.
So did you have a favorite toy as a child?
It depends on what age, but my bicycle. I loved my bicycle and my roller skates.
Did you name any of your?
No.
Okay. Do you remember your bestie, your best friend, maybe first grade or?
I remember, yes, when I was in Australia, I remember my best friend, her name was Katie.
Okay.
One
of my. How fast you go there? Yeah. Okay. So what we do in hypnotherapy is after we relax you in mind, in body, and emotion, it's like a total deep state of relaxation. Because the third part of our mind is the critical factor, which we want to bypass, analyzing, judging, reasoning part of us. Okay? Because we're constantly in a place that we're on a control. We analyze, we judge, we criticize, right? We reason. We bypass that and we go into that level. Now, why do we use hypnotherapy is if there is a behavior or a habit, such as doing this constantly, biting nails, weight loss, smoking, or any of the things that most people are aware of, insomnia, anxiety, panic, fear of snakes, fear of a door, or PTSD, or even OCD, constantly doing that. We do things like that is because of a control issue. So when we do hypnosis is to tap into what I call my 3E method, is to evoke what was, which is where it started, the cause, the root cause, embrace what is the reality. And by bringing that up and understanding what triggered it or what started it, we heal that and move forward by evolving to what will be.
Beautiful. So do you mind taking us on a journey of how hypnotherapy healed you of your cyst, the third ovarian cyst that you had? What was creating that in your body? Were you able to find that? If you want to share.
By all means. It's a very great question. Not many people in an interview ask me what. So I used to be married. And it was during my marriage that my body created the ovarian cyst, both times. Plus, I was going through a lot of pain, anxiety, walking on eggshells. I was in a DV situation, emotionally, mentally, not realizing what happens. Because it was just chipping away on me and emotionally, and my body was reacting. So by my body reacting, by creating this ovarian cyst, this is what happened. Weeks and months before, I was so uncomfortable in having an intimacy that it would reject it. And I would not even allow it. My body would reject it. It would not even, few times it was forced. And then my body having that, it was like, you can't come in. I was in excruciating pain. So after the surgery, at that time, it was just like a C-section for 6 to 7 weeks, no intimacy. So think about this. My body was
opportunity
me 4 months.
Yeah, stay away. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And how did hypnotherapy now, you had to recognize that through hypnotherapy and then start the healing process of what's next?
Well, the healing process was just understanding why my body was doing this and making peace. And since then, I have not had any feminine, I'm knocking on the wood. Yeah, I have not had any feminine issues. So in a way, it's thanking my body and having an understanding this direct coalition between our mind, our subconscious mind, which is deeply there to protect us, because there is nothing that happens to us that it's against us. The body does not attack, but body comes to protect. And it's understanding how to heal that. I'm not talking about if it is broken, you're there to heal through hypnotherapy. No, you go to a doctor and you
but
you know,
these are emotional things that manifest within the body in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
Who is your ideal client? Like, who do you love working with that you just, it drives you?
Majority of my clients are women, high-powered women, women who may be in $1 million, $2 million home, but internally they're bleeding. They are highly educated. And I had a client as an attorney who was so overweight, so anxious and angry. And that's because there was so much within herself that she had not made peace. So most of my clients that come here, they just want inner peace. And weight, smoking, drinking, all of those.
Anything to numb and dull the pain.
It's indulging more than enough. You understand? I mean, a drink here or two, social drinking, social whatever. It's different than when you feel whatever it is, you need it to numb or silent or comfort you.
Right.
It can come from food or anything else.
Yeah.
So
relationships, anything like that. Yeah.
I mean, there's people who go from relationship to relationship, and that's not because no one can fix us. The void is internal.
Yes.
So when we tap within ourselves and come to raise our self-esteem and stand up for who we are and appreciate and accept who we are, good, bad, right, wrong, black, white, it doesn't matter.
It's about self-love. It really is truly about self-love and acceptance.
Right. It's hard to come to love until you come to accept who you are. Then you come to appreciate and then love.
Yeah. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. All of it.
You know, sometimes when I have women who come here for weight loss, the first thing I teach them is we're not losing weight. Why? Because anything that it's a loss, it feels bad. It's negative. We don't want to lose anything because you're going to go and find it. You're going to go see it.
Exactly.
Bring it back. By God, I don't want to lose that.
Exactly. Because when you lose something, you are looking for it forever.
That's why Jenny Craig works. That's why all of them work, because they constantly say, lose it and come in here. Lose it and come here.
Yeah. So after 6 weeks, you've lost it after 6 weeks, you go back out there, you find it, and then you come back. And then come back. Oh, yeah. So how has this pandemic, COVID, the shutdown, how has it affected your business?
It slowed down in the beginning But now it's like a first responder, even at midnight when someone is going into a panic and anxiety, they call me. As a stress management consultant and DV, because that has also come on a rise. You see, when they are in that room and they have nowhere to go, emotions flare up. And especially when there's children, most DV happens on women. And although there are men who are in a domestic abusive relationship, and yes, they are abused, but over 87 to 90% is women in that situation. So in order for them to protect children, they silent everything internally, and that's where the anxiety comes in. So it affects them emotionally and personally. And that's when I get the emails, the texts, and the calls.
So you do this over, you do
Zoom.
it online now, you do it over Zoom,
Yes.
not necessarily in person. So if you're watching, if you're
I
wherever
do
you
see
are,
my clients in person.
say that
Also,
again?
I have been seeing clients in the last 3 months in person as well. My clients are one-on-one, so it's, yeah.
So you work one-on-one, but you can work personally. So if someone's not in your area and they want to work with you, that you can work with them over Zoom. That works. What does a typical session look like? Like how long is it? What before someone sees some kind of transformation? What is it?
It all depends. Sometimes we get to see an emotional connection of the aha moment within the first 3 sessions. And then if there is something that it's prolonged, like weight loss cannot happen in 1 session or 3 sessions, but it is something that it may take you about 2 months, or I call it the 9-week step, the 9 sessions of working with me. So a typical session is when they come into the office or when we get on Zoom. First, we have an intake form for me to familiarize myself more with them, their history, how they operate, what triggers them, and then take them into this beautiful guided state of relaxation for them to tap within themselves. And it's like self-relaxation. I'm just a tool. I'm just a guide.
Right.
A typical session may last between 75 minutes to an hour and a half. Definitely they're with me for about an hour and a half.
And you have such a soothing, calming demeanor and voice. So I'm sure people get very, very zen and are able to open up quite easily with you.
Thank you.
So transformations, it really depends on how open someone is. Does mindset play a role in all of this in any way?
Mindset reset, yes. And what do you mean by mindset? You mean
like if someone
themselves,
with a
giving
fixed
themselves? There's 2 kinds of people. There's only 2 types of people, I call it, that will not be hypnotized. One, they say no, and the other one is they are on high altering mood medication because they're already there.
Okay.
Right. So but other than that, it's just a permission. It's you giving yourself permission to experience something. Because when I do clinical hypnotherapy, there is no quacking or barking or being on stage. And the people who are on stage, someone says, "Is that real?" It is. It's letting go of inhibitions in order for you temporarily to do something. You are not in a la-la land. You are not asleep. If you were asleep, I would have piles of folks in here in my office that I wouldn't know what to do with them. but you hear everything. When you're in a state of hypnosis, you hear everything. You feel everything, but you're in this state of in and out. It's like watching TV. And then the commercial comes on and you zone out. The phone rings and your child answers the phone and you're still like in this zone. and they say, "Oh, I think mom is asleep," and you turn around and say, "Who is it?"
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm not asleep. I can hear
I'm
you.
not asleep. That means you are in that state. It's so comfortable. It's so wonderful. You don't want to come out, and yet you come out because you can function just like that and pick up the phone and be at the moment.
And be in the moment. Beautiful. So I guess that's similar. I had an experience when I was having my second child. I was in so much pain in labor, and I kept thinking to myself, I'm not going to survive this if I can't like get control over my emotions. Like if I can't get out of this state of I'm in pain, I won't be able to go through with this. I mean, I have to because there's no stopping the birthing process. And I went into a really, I went into this state. I've never been able to duplicate that again, but I just like started breathing and I slowed everything down. But I can hear I closed my eyes and I can hear everything going on around me. I heard when the nurse came in, when she checked, and she never checked me because I was so calm. Like my whole body was so calm. And it wasn't until my daughter was pushing her way out that I actually opened my eyes and I said, something's happening. The nurse never checked me because she thought I was asleep. So she just kept looking at the contractions and she never. So it's kind of that kind of state where you're just so.
It is. It is. I hypnotize. I do self-hypnosis. I've used self-hypnosis for years and years for pain management, for also anxiety. And if there is like a panic or anxiety, if I don't go into panic anymore, actually, never have since then. But I can hypnotize myself, and I've done 5 root canals. And one of them, we videoed it. It's on YouTube. My dentist has the whole thing, doing the whole root canal with absolutely no anesthesia, eyelid surgery, no anesthesia. I help my clients go from easy birthing, from birthing all the way to, like, my clients can be from a child who is 6 years old having a fear to a 9-year-old still bedwetting, understanding why, all the way to having cancer or grieving for a loss. So when I used to work with, my last client was about 9 months ago in January when she delivered her baby, first baby, no epidurals, and within 4.5 hours, all because
you went just into a really,
all because of practicing self-hypnosis and realizing, because we train, it's not pain, it's contraction. Your body is contracting, expanding, contracting, expanding. And it's like, boom, contract, expand. Even when she is in that essence of birthing, she's like contracting, expanding, contracting, expanding. So she goes into that zone and the baby glides out. Glides.
That's what I had. I had a book that I read about natural childbirth because I supernatural childbirth actually, and I was in that state and I was praying, and that's kind of how I got into that state. I was just praying and I just zoned out, and yeah, all my children came that way. That it was natural, and it was about being easy, understanding muscle movement. That when you do this, your muscle contracts and expands, and it doesn't hurt. It's not painful. So it's the same kind of. It's more intense, I would say, but
and it's okay. Intense.
It's the mechanism. So let me get off of that and ask you another question. I love chatting with you. Do you take insurance? Can people come to you in insurance? No, it's all paid up in advance. Do you have any kind of group programs, or you only work individually?
We also offer group programs. Because of COVID and everything, we have not done group programs, but we are going to start doing programs and everything, bringing Zoom programs now
Nice.
starting January.
Very-
I used to do an event every single year called the 3E event, which was women's empowerment, bringing speakers and everything, 180 people getting together from 9 o'clock until 4 o'clock, lunch, drum circle, healing circle, speakers, everything. I mean, everything happens in that 6 hours.
Nice.
But since we cannot do this, we're going to do the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I'm offering not only individual sessions. By all means, anyone can go to my website, which is Heal Within. It's one word, Heal Within. It's one word.com. And please, if there is anything I can help you with, by all means, you can go to my shop and check out my books. You can check out my audio recordings from birthing, from self-esteem, confidence, stress no more. As a matter of fact, Alicia, you know what I would like to do?
What would you like?
Because it's the holidays, and
I hear
thank
something
you,
great
Maddie.
coming on. I hear something great coming along.
Yeah. I would love to gift all your viewers right here one of my audio recordings. How about relax and unwind? It's a 30-minute audio recording with my voice of taking you into a state of deep and profound relaxation so you can unwind in the comfort of your home. And all they have to do is text relax to 818-221-2797.
818-221
2797.
97. All right. I want to put that up across the crawler in the bottom on the banner. So, yes, folks, if you want to get that relax and unwind audio recording so that, especially now with the holidays, you might be feeling a little stressed out, a little anxiety, text the word relax to 818-221-2797, and Liza will gift you that wonderful relax and unwind so that you can get back centered and not feel frazzled. Go to her website, healwithin.com, and check out all the resources that Liza has. If you want to connect with her, please connect with her. Again, she's in the Small Business Saturday shout out group. So connect with her. If you're feeling any anxiety about your business, about this time, about family, about anything that's going on that you might feel a little bit anxiety about, or a little bit of maybe you're holding on to things and you need to release and let it go, please, she's a great resource. She's in the group. Contact her and see how you can work together. So, Liza, is there anything else you wanted to share with us?
Oh, when they go to my website, here's one of the things that I have. It's a bracelet. Mm-hmm. I've had it on my wrist for the longest time. My bracelets, they're absolutely so amazing and beautiful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you could be excited about them.
It says, I embrace, evoke, and evolve because I matter. Because everything I do is first to empower you to realize you matter, no matter who says what. I want you to know that you are a child of God.
Yes.
And you deserve the best in you.
Oh,
so
amen.
You do matter. And if you get these, a percentage of the sale of these beautiful bracelets goes to my nonprofit, which is for motherless children.
Oh, so please support that. Support the bracelets. Go to the website, healwithin.com. It's across the crawler. You're also promoting, you have your book. Sorry, not your book. Sorry, your program, Stand Up to Slim Down.
Yes. The program for Stand Up to Slim Down is a 9-week program that we are doing it. And I have the book because it's more of a workbook and it's a 9-week process. And whoever signs up will go with that, and I'll be more than happy to work with you, because first you have to stand up for who you are before you let go of the things you're holding on to.
Yes, yes, yes. And then how does someone book a session with you?
Just by my website, go and make an appointment in the calendar or appointments section. And by all means, we can even have a 30-minute consultation free of charge.
30-minute consult, free of charge. Go to the website, healwithin.com. Thank you so much, Liza. I truly, truly.
Just mention your name, Alicia Curry.
Oh.
Anything for you, Alicia.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for saying yes and showing up and coming on the show. Don't go anywhere. I want to chat with you after the show if you have 2 minutes. So
I have more than 2 minutes for you.
All right. So take care. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
God bless you, and happy holidays to all of you.
Happy holidays to you too. So that was Small Business Saturday shout out. And that was our guest, Liza Boubari. She is the founder of Heal Within. She is a licensed hypnotherapist, and she works with so many people, from children all the way to adults, to help them really release the things that are creating disease in their lives, in their bodies, whether it's anxiety or just overwhelm, or you just need to figure some stuff out. You need to get in touch with Liza. She has the tools available to help you de-stress and really find the root cause of the things that are happening to you, so that you can release those things and live a happier, healthier, fuller life. And my two guests today were just phenomenal. It was just awesome to have them on. And both are empowering individuals, empowering you to live the best life that you can live. So please come join us next week on Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I'm going to have 2 more amazing guests for you to learn about their business and what they do, how they're impacting the world with the work that they do. And happy holidays, everyone. So join us again next week. Again, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. It's going down on the bottom, youtube.com/c/Alicia Curry. And if you are on Facebook, join our community, facebook.com/groups/Small Business Saturday Shout Out. Be a part of this community. You see the quality of people that are coming on this show. Come on, have a show with me. Let's talk about your business. Let's help you get your message out to the audience. So thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next time on Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I'm your host, Alicia Curry. Bye.